KShar here. Today I'm going to have a variation of to my videos. I normally have videos about cooking and flowers or etc. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to get ready for a party. I've had a few fans asking me how to get ready for a party, and I thought it would be a good idea to put something out there for you to be able to watch and learn so you know how to get ready. It's very frustrating when you're planning to have a party, not knowing exactly what to cook or what to do or how early you need to get to start getting ready for the party. But this way, by the time you watch this video, you will have enough confidence that you can get on any task of throwing a party, and there is no more excuse saying that I don't know how to throw a party. Okay, first of all, if you're giving a party and you're cooking or it's a dinner party, you have some tasks that you have to do, or something that you need to do which is completely different than if you're giving just a party with the appetizer and drink. Today I'm going to talk about the party that you're serving dinner. There are some of you that would like to work till the last minute. And there are sometimes that I have some friends that I would like to definitely cook for them while they're watching me. And they like that. So they would come into my kitchen, and that's probably, I have about a couple or two couples at the most. And I'm cooking, they're watching, we're talking, having a glass of wine. And then I will show them my tricks. And then that's it. We have dinner, then we go and sit down and enjoy each other's company. But there are some times that you have over 10 people, maybe 10 to 12 people, and then it's a bit formal, and you want to be able to take care of them, and you are the hostess, you or their host, and you want to be around, give them their attention, and besides, you want to enjoy your party. So you don't want to be in the kitchen all the time. Now, this is what you need to do. The first thing that you need to do, you need to decide what you're going to serve for dinner, what you're going to serve for appetizer, if you are serving appetizer, and what you're going to give for dessert. When the time that you want to decide what you're going to serve, you need to realize that all these three sequence, which is the appetizer and the main course and the dessert, they need to blend. So first, what I'm going to serve for the appetizer is going to be one or two. It's going to be probably just a snack, like a finger food, or just a cracker and, for instance, some sort of a salad, chips or salsa, and then you want to have something cold that you serve on the side. There are also, if you are on my website, KShar.net, and you may have already received some videos regarding appetizers. If you have not, you will pretty soon. And it depends when you joined the list. But I do have some appetizers there. The warm appetizers could be a stuffed mushroom, it could be salmon, smoked salmon, or things like this. And salad olivier or potato salad. For this particular time that we are doing this, let's say that we want to do kash badamjoon and masokhiyar. Very simple. You start with very simple. It depends if your guests are drinkers. If they do drink, definitely you need to have the masokhiyar and chips and all that. And then you have a kash badamjoon on the side. And then for dinner, let's say what we want for dinner. Normally the Persians, when they have a gathering, they want to have few choices of dish, so the guests can decide which one they want. Let's say that we want to have a polo, and they also want to have a stew and a khorak or a meat. Remember that every food, every time that you cook anything, it has to have 3 ingredients: starch, vegetable, and meat. So whatever we cook, these are the 3 ingredients that needs to be there. Mostly us Persians, we do rice. That's our starch. For vegetable, we use, let's say, if we do libya polo, we use green beans. If we use, if you go to my videos on my site, on the videos, you have all the choices that you need to have. If you do celery stew or whatever, but make sure that you don't use the same meat in all your dishes. For instance, if you're doing a khorak morgh or a chicken dish, don't use tahchin as your polo. Use lubia polo, for instance, or green beans. Or if you're using khoresht badamjun or eggplant stew as your main stew, then don't go and make another dish that is like, for instance, eggplant. Another thing that you need to realize is that when you're cooking, you want your table to complement everything that is on the table. So don't cook khoresht badamjun, which is red, and go ahead and make lubia polo that is red, and go ahead and make another khorak morgh that is red, because there is no harmony on this table. And then when people come and walk on the table, there is nothing that would attract them. See, even cooking, when I tell you that you need to bring beauty into your life, even cooking has that. So there is a difference between somebody who knows how to entertain and there is somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. So when you're cooking, you make sure that you have khoresht karabs, which is green, then you have lubia polo as your polo, then you can have another dish like, for instance, roast with mushroom, or you could have schnitzel for your other khorak, for instance, that you want. Okay, having said that, what I need to tell you is that if you are the type who don't want to do anything at put everything at the last minute, you need to get ready ahead of time. So choose something that you can cook the day before. For instance, instead of cooking baghali polo, which is something that you have to cook the same day, cook lubia polo. And make the lubia polo the kind that I've shown you on my website, which you flip. Because with those polos, it doesn't need to be fluffy. Those you can make the prior day, keep it in the refrigerator, cook it the night before, let it cool off, put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow morning you put it on the stove. Hour and a half before you're planning to serve dinner, turn it on and start simmering it or steaming it. Well, that's about your polos. If you are planning to cook, like a stew, make sure that your stew is the kind that you can do the day before. With any kind of a stew, I normally cook all my stews the night before. The only stew that I don't make the day before, if I want to be sure, for instance, that like badamjun, for instance, eggplant, and I want to serve. That is very important. Because when I get my stews ready, I cook them, I put them in plate, ready to serve, and then put it in the refrigerator. Then the next day, I put it in the oven and warm it up. One thing that I want to point out at this time now is, do not, or at least I do not recommend for you to heat up your food in microwave. Because what will happen is that you put your food and cover it, and then 5-10 minutes before you want to serve, you put it in the microwave. Notice everything that you put in the microwave, it says in halfway when you get done, turn your food over, or take your food out and mix it. You see that on any food that cooks by microwave, and we don't want to do that, because after you dish your beautiful stew in here with the eggplant around it, tomato on top, it takes expertise to dish a food. You put the meat on top, the vegetable underneath, and all that. Now if you want to go ahead and mix this, then it won't have the same look. So what I normally do, I put my stew in the oven dishes like this one, or in Pyrex, the clear one, and then I cover it with foil like this. That's why I did this, because I want to mention to you, do not leave the foil like this on the in the oven, because all the steam and everything would steam back into your dish, and the dish won't taste the same. Put a couple holes like this, and do not let this sit in the oven for hours. You put it in the oven, but you turn on the oven, start with low, and then maybe 200 degree. It depends when you want to serve. About 15 to 20 minutes before you want to serve, just go up a notch, so you make sure that your food is warm, and it's always warm to the core. In microwave, the food is never warm in the core. It gets hot on the surface, but when you get in, you'll see that it's cold in the center. So I told you about what you need to do, the way you prepare it, and how you need to heat it up. And now you can make in the morning. You have a party tonight. All you need to do is to make your salad and to make your rice, and that's it. If you want your rice to be fluffy, make sure that you don't wait till it's overdone before straining it. So it needs to be cooked, not overcooked. And then do not leave the rice on the stove for a long time, because the longer it sits, the worse it, and it cooks too much. There is no way when you want to dish it. If you think that to play it safe, because you have a company and you haven't done this too often, cook your rice in a cooker or a Teflon or a non-stick pan that does not stick. So you have a choice of flipping it over if you cannot dish it. You see it's too overdone, just go ahead and flip it over. Now we get to dessert. Now you don't want to go through a lot of problems and fixing dessert and all that, because dessert is something that you have to do the last minute. You should have nothing to do that afternoon, because of the time that you need to get ready, relax, be ready for your guests that are coming. So just get a cake. Just get a cake, unless you're a good baker and you also want to show off your baking skill. Then in that case, just bake it a day ahead of time. Presentation is very important. So whatever, just look at this plate with this flower in it. It's very simple, just a plate and a flower. A plate with a pomegranate in it. Now imagine that you have some dessert right in here. What difference does it make if, for instance, your dessert has something to do with a pomegranate? Your dessert has something to do with the kiwi. It just get a kiwi. Make sure that you take something that it's very, not normal looking, because I think when things do not look normal, it looks better. You haven't seen it anywhere. Look at this kiwi. Okay, now look at this lemon. What I'm trying to show you, that you need to be creative. Create. Just look at this, see? Makes the beauty to the eye comes before the taste in your mouth. So you have to have all that. So make sure. I hope that I have been helpful enough to show you exactly that what you need to do for a party. I would probably put a DVD together to show you exactly how to wrap your napkins, how to set up your tables and all that. But this is something for those number of friends who were confused about how to throw a party and they did not have enough confidence. Do it this. If you want, go on my website, leave me a message and tell me if you have any problem. I'll be able to help you with that. Thank you and good luck.